Muy buenos días. ¿Cómo están? We are showing today on the dual language session. Estamos en la sección de lenguaje de español. Bienvenidos. Mi nombre es Hans Rondón. Yo soy uno de los líderes instructores en Schlumberger, en el centro de entrenamiento que tenemos acá cerca de Tulsa, Oklahoma, en una ciudad muy pequeña llamada Kellyville. En nuestro centro de entrenamiento, bueno para trabajar, y educamos a los ingenieros, especialistas, operadores de muchas cosas de trabajo, pero también de ciencias, matemáticas, lo mismo que tú ves en tu colegio. Nuestro equipo de instructores viene de muchas partes del mundo y también hay muchos instructores de habla hispana. Así como yo hablo español, hay muchos otros instructores que también hablan el español. Es un lugar muy diverso y hoy vas a conocer varios de estos instructores. ¿Qué vamos a hacer hoy? Hoy vamos a hacer un viaje y te vamos a llevar por Centro y Suramérica. Vas a conocer acerca de 4 países. Empezaremos por Colombia, seguiremos hacia Ecuador, después iremos rápido hacia México y terminaremos en el sur con Argentina. Entonces, si estás listo, empezaremos este viaje. ¿Estás listo? Entonces te dejo con alguien que te va a encantar, Catalina y Edwin.
Hola amiguitos, buenos días. Mi nombre es Edwin González.
Y yo soy Catalina.
Nosotros nacimos en Colombia y hoy les vamos a hablar acerca de nuestro hermoso país para que tengas la oportunidad de conocer un poco más acerca de estas hermosas tierras. Esta es nuestra bandera. Como puedes ver, está dividida en 3 colores: el amarillo, el azul y el rojo.
¿Qué significan los colores de la bandera?
Buena pregunta, Cata. Los significados de los colores de la bandera de Colombia son: el amarillo representa todas las riquezas que tenemos en nuestro suelo, ¿correcto? Todos los productos que nos dan riquezas en nuestra patria son representados por el color amarillo. El color azul es el que representa todos los ríos, lagos y mares que bañan todo el territorio nacional. Y el rojo significa la sangre que derramaron nuestros héroes para darnos libertad e independencia muchos años atrás. Cata, muéstranos dónde está localizado Colombia.
Colombia está localizada en el noroeste de Sudamérica. Nuestra capital es Bogotá.
Qué bien. ¿Nosotros tenemos estaciones en Colombia?
No, somos un país tropical. Tenemos diferentes climas, desde calurosos desiertos, frescas llanuras, húmedos bosques y frías montañas. ¿Qué se produce en Colombia, pa?
En Colombia se produce café, como el café que tenemos acá.
¿Qué?
Te lo vamos a dar.
Este es un café famoso en Colombia que se llama Juan Valdés.
La marca más representativa del país.
Nosotros también producimos esmeraldas, pero no tenemos esmeraldas. También producimos flores, como las que ves en San Valentín, que aquí puedes ver. Y también tenemos productores de carbón y petróleo.
Qué bien, qué bien. Para complementar, nosotros en Colombia tenemos la mayor biodiversidad de pájaros a nivel mundial. ¿Ok? Fuera de eso, parte de la Amazonía está en Colombia. Como tú bien sabes, el Amazonas es el pulmón de la tierra. Por eso somos parte del país que lo estamos cuidando para que podamos tener suficiente oxígeno a nivel mundial. Tenemos también como vecinos a Venezuela, Ecuador, Perú y Brasil. Otra cosa que tenemos de privilegio en Colombia es que estamos bañados por 2 océanos, el Océano Atlántico y el Océano Pacífico. El Océano Atlántico nos da la oportunidad de tener las mejores y más bellas playas de Sudamérica, y el Océano Pacífico nos da la oportunidad de tener que es rico en pesca. Entonces somos también a productores de pescado. Cata, ¿qué lugares recomendarías para Colombia, para visitar en Colombia?
Pues tenemos una catedral de sal bajo tierra en Zipaquirá, cerca de nuestra capital, Bogotá, como la puedes ver aquí. También tenemos el Museo del Oro con piezas históricas hechas por nuestros antepasados, que es la colección de oro más grande del mundo. También está el Parque de San Agustín, que es considerado como Patrimonio Histórico de la Humanidad y tiene esculturas en piedra antiguas. También tenemos las islas de San Andrés y Providencia para que disfrutes el mar, la playa y la brisa. Gracias por acompañarnos y aprender un poquito más sobre Colombia.
Okay.
Ahora vamos a continuar por Ecuador.
Hola, buenos días. Mi nombre es Carmen y vengo de Quito, Ecuador. Quito tiene una bandera muy similar a la de Colombia. Cata, ¿nos recuerdas qué quieren decir los colores de la bandera?
Sí, el amarillo significa las riquezas que hay en nuestra tierra. El azul son los mares y los ríos que nos bañan. Y el rojo es la sangre de nuestros héroes que derramaron para darnos libertad.
La bandera de Ecuador tiene un escudo, que pueden ver aquí, que tiene el cóndor, que es el ave símbolo del país, el Chimborazo, que es una de las montañas más grandes de Latinoamérica, y el río Guayas, que es uno de los principales vías fluviales de Ecuador. Cata, coloquemos el escudo en la bandera. Perfecto. ¿Sabes por qué se llama Ecuador?
No, ¿por qué se llama Ecuador?
Se llama porque por Ecuador pasa la línea equinoccial. La línea equinoccial es una línea imaginaria que divide a la Tierra en dos hemisferios, en el hemisferio norte y en el hemisferio sur. Esta línea pasa muy cerca de Quito y de hecho tenemos un museo alrededor de 25 kilómetros de la capital. Este museo es conocido porque por él pasa una línea amarilla. Esta línea amarilla es la que representa la división del mundo en los dos hemisferios. Hace un lugar típico para tomarte las fotografías, como ves aquí, donde esta persona tiene parte de su cuerpo en el hemisferio norte y parte de su cuerpo en el hemisferio sur. Otras cosas interesantes de mi país son, por ejemplo, los sombreros de paja toquilla. Probablemente tú has escuchado de los sombreros de Panamá o los Panama Hats. Estos sombreros son realmente realizados en Ecuador. Hay dos lugares donde personas se dedican a su elaboración, en Cuenca y en Manabí. Son artesanos que se dedican a la elaboración de estos artículos finos y que pueden demorar entre días hasta meses en su elaboración. Los tejidos son muy finos y el costo de los sombreros puede llegar hasta los miles de dólares. Tal vez tú has escuchado de las Islas Galápagos. Las Islas Galápagos es un conjunto de islas e islotes que están alrededor de 600 millas de la costa ecuatoriana. Estas islas tienen origen volcánico y son famosas porque en ellas se desarrolló la teoría de la evolución por Charles Darwin. Asimismo, existen animales que son propios de este lugar, como por ejemplo las tortugas gigantes. Estos animales son muy grandes. Puedes comparar aquí el tamaño de un pie de una persona con el tamaño del pie de la tortuga. Son animales que llegan a pesar hasta 200 kilogramos y sobrepasan los 100 años de edad. Increíble, ¿no? Otros animales que puedes encontrar aquí son estas iguanas marinas. Son similares, tienen el aspecto de un dinosaurio y se caracterizan porque consiguen su alimento en el mar. Al caminar por los poblados de Galápagos, vas a encontrar estos pingüinos de patas azules. Estos pájaros se caracterizan por tener el pigmento en sus pies. Tenemos también lobos marinos. Estos animales son hermosos. Ahora se dice que en Galápagos las personas no pueden tocar a los animales. Sin embargo, los animales sí te podrían tocar aquí, ya que tienen mucha curiosidad también de saber cómo son los humanos. Bueno, ahora que entendemos algo de Ecuador, vamos a pasar a México. México se encuentra en la parte sur de Estados Unidos. El borde que tiene con Estados Unidos es el segundo más largo del mundo, luego del borde que Estados Unidos tiene con Canadá. La bandera mexicana es esta. Y simboliza o representa el verde, la esperanza, el blanco, la unión de los mexicanos, el rojo, la sangre que derramaron los héroes para dar a México su independencia. Hay muchas cosas interesantes en México sobre ciencia. Ciencia, te preguntarás. Sí, hay muchas cosas sobre volcanes, sobre dinosaurios y sobre geología. Por ejemplo, vamos a hacer un experimento con los volcanes. Edwin, ¿sí me ayudan?
Claro.
Claro.
Sí, y bajamos.
Vamos.
Bueno, amigos, vamos a hacer un volcán que erupciona. Para esto, ustedes van a necesitar una botella de agua vacía. Van a necesitar bicarbonato de sodio. Van a necesitar vinagre. Y un poco de jabón líquido, jabón común de casa para lavar la vajilla. La idea es que ustedes puedan realizar este experimento en sus casas. Entonces vamos a seguir los pasos para poder hacer que este volcán erupcione. Vamos a colocar un cuarto de cucharada de bicarbonato, que ya lo tenemos aquí. Vamos a colocar media botella con agua y diluimos el bicarbonato en el agua. Entonces, para ayudarnos, vamos a hacer un embudo con un papel. Vamos a ayudarnos de un recipiente para no ensuciar la casa.
Sí.
Y colocamos el bicarbonato. Muy bien. Ahora agitamos la botella para asegurar que el bicarbonato hace solución con el agua. Es decir, que tenemos una mezcla homogénea. Ahora añadimos una cucharada del jabón de lavar. Agitamos. Bien. Y colocamos media taza de vinagre. ¿Okay? Para que sea más fácil añadir el vinagre, lo vamos a colocar en este recipiente que nos va a ayudar a colocar el vinagre en el volcán. Muy bien. Ahora colocamos nuestra mezcla en el volcán que hemos realizado. Bien, coloquemos en el volcán. Y añadimos el vinagre. Tenemos ahí nuestro volcán. México tiene el que se llama el volcán más pequeño del mundo. Este volcán tiene apenas 42 pies de altura. México también es el lugar donde cayó uno de los meteoritos que ayudó a la extinción de los dinosaurios. Esto cayó cerca de la provincia de Yucatán, muy cerquita de Cancún. Y México también es famoso porque tiene unos cristales grandes. Estos cristales se encuentran en la mina de Neica y llegan a medir 36 pies de alto por 6 pies de ancho. Bueno, ahora que conocemos algo de México, vamos a pasar a Argentina.
Muchas gracias, Carmen, Edwin y Catalina, por la información. Espero que hayan aprendido ya algunas cosas importantes de estos 3 países que hemos visto. Vamos a repasar cuáles son los 3 países que hemos visto hasta ahora. Colombia, ¿recuerdas? Ecuador. Y el último que visitamos fue el de México. Ahora vamos a esta parte de acá, del sur del continente, donde está Argentina. Para eso vamos a pedir la colaboración de Luca. Luca, puedes subir. Nuestro amigo Diego Borgi nos ha colaborado con algunos hechos interesantes de Argentina. Él ha preparado unas cosas para ti, para que aprendas algo de Argentina. ¿Conoces a Diego?
Sí.
Diego es de Argentina. Diego nos preparó esta, que es la bandera de Argentina. Esta es la bandera de Argentina. Luca, ¿qué colores reconoces en esta bandera?
Azul, amarillo, blanco y otro.
Azul, amarillo, blanco y otro azul. ¿Este azul te parece familiar? ¿Lo has visto antes?
Sí.
¿Dónde lo has visto? ¿Lo has visto arriba?
Sí.
¿Cómo se llama eso? El cielo. Cielo. Ok, este es el azul cielo. Muy bien, esta es la bandera de Argentina. Algunos hechos importantes para resaltar de Argentina es que tiene la ciudad más austral del continente. ¿Sabes qué es austral?
No.
Bueno, austral es que está localizada en la parte más sur del continente de las Américas. Recuerda, vas a tener el norte, donde está Estados Unidos, y en el sur está Argentina. ¿Y cómo se llama esta ciudad?
Argentina.
Argentina se llama Austral, se llama Ushuaia. Diego también nos preparó este mapa, en donde vemos aquí la ciudad de Ushuaia, que es la parte más sur de Argentina. Si alguna vez alguien tiene la oportunidad de viajar hasta esta región de Ushuaia, vas a encontrar una señal como esta, en donde vas a ver el nombre de la ciudad de Ushuaia, y también reconocido como el fin del mundo. Bueno, esta ciudad de Ushuaia, Lucas, ¿sabes en dónde está localizado? En la región de la Tierra del Fuego. La Tierra del Fuego. Esta fue llamada así por los españoles cuando llegaron a América. La Tierra del Fuego es parte de la provincia de Patagonia, que provincia es similar a los estados de Estados Unidos. ¿Cuántos estados hay en Estados Unidos? 50. Muy bien. ¿Y cuántos hay en Argentina? 23. Hay 23 provincias en Argentina. De nuevo, esta región se llama la región o provincia de la Patagonia. En este lugar hay muchas cosas como pingüinos, también hay muchos glaciares y también hay muchos volcanes en esta parte de la región de Argentina. ¿Te gustó el volcán que hicimos? ¿Qué aprendiste del volcán? Explota. Muy bien. Sí, el volcán explota. Bueno, Argentina es un país con mucha variedad. Hay montañas, hay volcanes, hay bosques, hay lugares rocosos. Y en la ciudad de la Patagonia vas a encontrar animales como estos. ¿Cómo se llama este animal, Luca?
Pingüino.
Pingüino. ¿Y por qué se llama la Patagonia? O si quieres recordarlo, la Patagonia es de unos indios que eran nativos, que nacieron en esa región y tenían un pie muy grande, muy grande. ¿Okay? Eso es el origen de la palabra Patagonia. Es un lugar muy bonito. Argentina es un país con mucha variedad. Tiene la montaña más alta. ¿Tú has visto montañas antes? ¿En dónde viste montañas? En Denver hay montañas. La montaña más alta en Colorado está alrededor de 14.200, 14.000 pies. En Argentina, el Aconcagua tiene una altura, Luca, de 21.000 pies, que es mucho más alto. ¿Okay? Este tiene una altura mucho más alta. Bueno, ¿qué otra curiosidad les podemos contar de la Argentina? En Argentina también es un lugar donde les gusta mucho el fútbol. ¿A ti te gusta el fútbol?
Sí.
¿Conoces algún futbolista de Argentina?
Sí.
¿Te gusta Messi? Muy bien. Bueno, entonces, para terminar con la parte de la Argentina, me gustaría mostrarles una cosa acerca de alguna parte científica de la región de Argentina y está relacionado con el hielo. ¿Okay? Vamos a mostrarles un experimento aquí muy chévere con el hielo. Denme un minuto acá.
Bueno, mientras él vuelve con nuestro experimento, les voy a decir unos datos curiosos sobre Sudamérica. El Salto del Ángel es la catarata más alta del mundo y está localizada en Venezuela. En Sudamérica se habla español en todos lugares excepto Brasil, porque hablan portugués.
Muchas gracias, Catalina. Ok, entonces vamos a aprender algo importante acerca del hielo. Recuerda, los glaciares están hechos de hielo, así como este. ¿Okay? Este hielo es algo que tú encuentras en tu nevera. Puedes utilizar. El hecho interesante, Luca, ¿me puedes ayudar teniéndolo acá? Catalina, ¿me puedes ayudar? Gracias. Bueno, vamos a utilizar un poco de sal. Todos tenemos sal en la casa. La sal nos ayuda para acelerar el derretimiento del hielo, ¿ok? Porque baja la temperatura de enfriamiento. Evita que el hielo se congele a la misma temperatura que normalmente se congela, ¿ok? Entonces, si adicionas sal a uno de estos, vamos a echarle una buena cantidad de sal, vamos a ver que se derrite un poco más rápido. Podrás ver que se derrite un poco más rápido que el otro cubo de hielo que no tiene sal. ¿Okay? Y para poder ver esto aún mejor, puedes utilizar un colorizante casero. ¿Okay? Esto es un colorizante de comida. Vamos a echarlo entonces, Luca, ¿me lo prestas? Vamos a utilizarlo en esto primero. Puedes ver unos colores muy bonitos. ¿Cómo se va? Mira. Aquí vamos a echarle un poco más. Y ahora vamos a echarlo en este otro que ya empezó a derretirse un poco más. Y con la ayuda de este colorizante puedes ver ya las cavernas que se están creando y los huecos que se están creando con mucho. Puedes utilizar también una luz para poder ver esto aún mejor.
Sí.
Estos te puede dar una indicación de lo que puede estar pasando en lugares como Argentina en los glaciares. Mientras que el otro todavía demuestra su integridad. Bueno, con esto hemos terminado y vamos a cerrar con la ayuda de Catalina.
Gracias por acompañarnos por este viaje por Sudamérica. Recuerda que escuchamos sobre México, Colombia, Ecuador y Argentina. Hicimos 2 experimentos y estamos muy agradecidos de que nos prestaste atención. Y
Bueno, muchas gracias por atender esta sesión. Espero hayas divertido y hayas aprendido, aunque sea un poco más, de los países que tenemos. Nos vemos el próximo miércoles, en donde seguiremos, en 2 semanas, donde seguiremos con otro tema en español. Hasta luego.
Good morning, Oklahoma students. My name is Miss Michelle, and I teach reading at Sequoia Elementary. If any of my Sequoia reading partners are out there watching today, I hope you know that I miss you all so much, and I think about you every single day, and I hope you're reading so many books at home. I'm really excited to get to work with you all today. Every week, we're going to work on skills that will help you grow your brain and become a great reader. We're going to do a little writing too. So if you have a paper and a pencil or a pen or a marker or a crayon at your house, go run and grab one now. If not, that's okay. We can just use our finger and write in the air. So while some of our friends are collecting their paper and their writing tool, I thought we might be able to solve a couple of riddles. A riddle is a joke with a silly answer, and it usually has a word that means more than one thing. So let's see our first riddle. All right, our first riddle is, what is the loudest part of a tree? The loudest part of a tree. Well, what are the parts of a tree? We got the trunk, the roots, the branches, the leaves. It's the loudest part, though. Maybe there's some noisy birds in the tree, and that's the loudest part? Or a squirrel? I don't know. What do you think? The loudest part of a tree. Let's see what our answer is. The loudest part of a tree is the bark. Bark, bark, like a dog barks, but also bark is the covering on the outside of the trunk. Oh, no. All right, let's try another one. All right. Our next riddle is, why didn't anyone laugh at the farmer's jokes? Why didn't anyone laugh at the farmer's jokes? What do you think? I guess they weren't very funny, maybe. Let's see. No one laughed at the farmer's jokes because they were too corny. So I guess the farmer grows corn, but corny also means a joke that is so silly it makes you roll your eyes and groan. Oh, so corny. All right, let's do one more while we wait for our friends to get their pencil and paper. All right, our last one. What is a pirate's favorite letter? What is a pirate's favorite letter? Well, maybe it's P for pirate, or I guess it could be S for ship, or T for treasure, G for gold. What do you think? Pirate's favorite letter. Let's see. A pirate's favorite letter is the letter R. That's pretty corny, huh? But speaking of the letter R, let's dive into our lesson for today. We are going to be talking about R-controlled vowels, and I like to call this the bossy R. So our 5 vowels are, say them with me, A, E, I, O, and U. And when a vowel is followed by an R, the R gets bossy and changes the sound the vowel makes. So when we have an A followed by a bossy R, we get the sound R like a pirate. Say it with me, R. All right, and when we have an O followed by a bossy R, we get the sound OR, like what a seal says. Or. All right, and now here's where things get a little bit tricky, because when we have an E followed by a bossy R, we get the sound like what a tiger says. Say it with me, But when we have an I followed by a bossy R, we get the same sound. And when we have a U followed by a bossy R, same sound. So we have 3 different ways to spell the sound. English can be kind of tricky that way. All right, now that we know our bossy R vowels, let's play a little game called Read It Fast. I'm going to show you a word, and you will read it. If you want an extra challenge, try to read the word without looking at the picture. All right, are you ready? Here we go. First word. R, car. All right, next one. R, barn. Or corn. Like our corny jokes. Oh, we've got an bird. Or fork. We got another R, like the pirate star. R again, jar. Another R, yarn. All right, this one's a little tricky. We're talking about these guys right here. They sometimes show up on the stem of flowers. Or, thorn. Oh, we got an IR, girl. Couple more. Or, storm. Last one. Another or, horse. Great job, everyone. Put a few tricky ones in there, huh? Did you catch the silent E at the end of the word horse? A lot of times we have to remember more than one rule when we're reading a word, huh? All right, and did you also notice that all the words we just read had only one syllable? Horse, thorn. Let's try a couple that have more than one syllable. Are you ready? First one. We've got an flower. How many syllables in the word flower? Let's clap them out. Flower. 2. All right, let's do another one. Ready? We've got a UR this time. What does the UR say? Turtle. How many syllables in turtle? Turtle. 2 again. Let's do one more. We got an ER here. Hammer. How many syllables in hammer? Hammer. 2. Great job, everybody. All right, now, these words that we've read so far might be words you've seen before. But what happens when you're reading and you come to a word you don't recognize at all? One way to figure out a new word is to break it into syllables. If you find the vowels first, that usually tells you how many syllables the word will have. Then you can sound out each syllable on its own. Let's try one together. Ready? All right, here's our first word. All right, first, let's find our vowels. I see an O and I see an E. And each one of them has a bossy R. So this tells me that my word probably has 2 syllables. All right, so I'm going to divide my word right after this first bossy R into my 2 syllables. And now I'm going to sound out each syllable on its own. So let's do the first one. Or, bore, der. And we put them together and we get border. Border. Like the border on a frame or on my board behind us. All right. Great job. Let's try another one. All right. Looking for my vowels first. I see an E and I see an O. And each one of them has got a bossy R. All right, so this tells me we've got 2 syllables. I'm going to divide it right here after my first bossy R. And let's sound out our first syllable. Per, form. Perform. Perform is like when you're on stage and doing something in front of an audience, like singing or dancing. All right, let's do another one. All right, Here we go. I see an A, and I see an R, an E, sorry. And they both have the bossy R. That R was so bossy it tried to boss me, huh? All right, so we got 2 syllables here. I'm going to split it here after my first bossy R. And let's sound out the first syllable. St, R, star, t, ter, star, ter, starter. A starter is a person or a thing that starts. So like if you're on a sports team, the players who start the game are the starters. All right, let's do another one. All right, here we go. Looking for our vowels. What do we see? I see an I, and I see a U. All right, and the I has got a bossy R. But the U is just a regular old U, so it's just going to say All right, I'm going to draw my line here after my first bossy R, because I know I've got 2 syllables. And let's do the first one. St, there's our sound. And stir, up, rup. Stir, rup. Stirrup. Have you heard of a stirrup before? That's like when you're riding a horse. The stirrup is the part that hangs down from the saddle, and it's a little loop for you to put your foot in. Stirrup. All right, so we have done 4 words so far: border, perform, starter, and stirrup. We're doing great. Let's do some more. All right, our next word. Let's see. All right, looking for our vowels. I see an O, and I see an E. And wouldn't you know it, they both have a bossy R. So we know we're going to have 2 syllables. Let's draw a line here after our first bossy R. And let's sound out the first syllable together. Or, for, mer, for, mer, former. All right, former is when you used to be something, but you're not anymore. So like my kindergarten teacher is my former teacher. She used to be my teacher, but she's not anymore. She's my former teacher. All right, let's do another one. All right. Whoop. Okay, looking for our vowels. I see a U and I see another U. And both U's have a bossy R. So we got 2 syllables. I'll draw my line here after my first bossy R. Let's sound out the first one. That's our sound. Remember the UR can say And again. Both of these syllables are the same. Let's put them together and see what word we get. Murmur. Murmur is when you're speaking very quietly, like you're whispering, you're murmuring. All right, let's do a couple more. All right, our next word, let's see, looking for vowels. I see an A and I see an E. So we got 2 syllables. And both of them have a bossy R. What a surprise. Let's break our word in half here right after our first bossy R. And sound out the first syllable. R, like a pirate. Bar. Ter. And let's put them together. And what word do we get? Barter. Barter. Have you heard that word before? That might be a new word. Barter is when you trade something for something else. So like if I had hot Cheetos in my lunch and you had cookies, I might ask if you wanted to barter your cookies for my Cheetos. I might ask if you wanted to trade. What do you think? Would you trade? All right, let's do one more. Here's our last word. Looking for vowels. I see an E and I see an I. All right, and look, the E has got a bossy R with it. So we've got 2 syllables. I'm going to split it right here after my first bossy R. And let's sound out the first syllable. Her, it, mit. Just got a regular old I there, no bossy R. So we'll put them together and we get hermit. Hermit. Have you ever heard of a hermit before? Maybe you've heard of a hermit crab. A hermit is a person who lives on their own, away from everyone else, and never leaves their house. So, a hermit crab never leaves his house because his house is his shell that lives on his back. That's why he's called a hermit crab. And you might feel kind of like a hermit right now because we don't get to leave our houses too much anymore, huh? So we all kind of feel like hermits these days. All right, great work. We learned 4 more new words. Former, murmur, barter, and hermit. Those are some big words that we're sounding out together, huh? Great work, everybody. All right, now it's your turn to write. Are you ready with your pencil and your paper? If not, remember, that's okay. You can just write with your finger in the air. All right, so first, at the top of your page, you need to write our 5 R-controlled vowels. We've got A-R, O-R, E-R, I-R, and U-R. All right, got them down? And I've got them up here on our board too. So when I say a word, you will write the word using one of our 5 pairs. And remember, we can write the sound 3 different ways. And because English is weird sometimes, we won't always have a way to know which one is the right one. But if we make a mistake, that's okay. Mistakes are how our brain grows and learns. If we practice enough and make enough mistakes, our brain starts to learn and remember which letters go with which words. All right, are you ready? All right, let's see our first word. Our first word is order. Order. Let's use our same strategy of breaking the word into syllables. How many syllables are in the word order? Order. 2 syllables. All right, so let's write the first syllable, or. Which of our R-controlled vowels do we need for or? Yeah, it's O-R. It's just our or sound. All right, let's try the second syllable, der. Which R-controlled vowel do we need here? Uh-oh, it's the sound. Do you think we need the ER, the IR, or the UR? What do you think? Did you get it? It's the ER. Yep. And remember, if you chose the IR or the UR, that's not a bad guess. English is just weird sometimes. And one trick to remember is that sometimes the ER is your best guess when it's at the end of the word. Not always, but sometimes. All right, now we have our whole word, order. Order. Great job. Let's try some more. All right, our next word is corner. Corner. How many syllables do we have? Corner. 2 again. All right, so let's try our first syllable, core. Which R-controlled vowel do we need for k, or? It's our OR again, core. All right, and our second one, ner. Which one do we need for ner? It's our sound. What do you think it is? Or, corner. Did you pick the ER for the end? If not, remember, that's okay. English is kind of weird. All right, let's try another one. Burger. Burger. How many syllables? Burger. 2. Let's do our first syllable. Burr. Burr. B-er. Second syllable. Grr. G-er. What do you think? I hear our sound twice in that one. Burger. How should we spell it? So this one's pretty tricky too. We have our first one, we use the UR, And the second one, we use the ER. So we have two sounds, but with two different spellings in the same word. Yikes. Pretty tricky. You guys are doing great with these. Let's do another one. The next word is birthday. Birthday. How many syllables in birthday? Birthday. Two again. All right, our first syllable, birth. B-earth. What do we need for b-earth? Everybody got it? B-earth. And our second syllable, day. Day. How do we spell day? Got yours written down? Everybody ready? It was the IR for this one. Birthday. Birthday. All right. Pretty tricky with the sound. Let's do a few more. All right, our next word is marker. 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 M-R-K-er. Marker. Everybody got it? M-R-K-er. Marker. And there's our ER right at the end. All right, great job. Let's do a few more. Our next word is perfect. Perfect. P-er-f-ect. Perfect. I only hear one R-controlled vowel in there. Which one is it? It's our sound. Did you pick the ER? Great work. P-er-f-ect. Perfect. And if you didn't get it perfect this time, remember, that's okay. Mistakes are how our brain grows. All right, let's do a couple more. I just showed it to you and I wasn't supposed to. Forest. Or est. Forest. For-est. For-est. All right. Everybody get it? Or-est. Forest. All right, let's do one more. I'm not going to show it to you this time. Last word is herself. Herself. Self. Herself. Hear our sound. What do you think it's going to be? It's the ER again. Herself. Herself. Great job, you guys. We had some tricky words in there with our sound. It's pretty sneaky, huh? All right, you guys have done such a great job today. We started by answering some corny jokes. Then we played the Read It Fast game. And then we read and spelled some two-syllable words together, and they all had R-controlled vowels. They all had our bossy R. And we learned some new words, too, like hermit, somebody who lives alone, and barter, when you trade something. Let's grow our brains just a little bit more before we're done. Do you still have your piece of paper? All right, we're going to try a sentence together. I'm going to read the sentence, and you write the words that you hear on your paper. Remember to begin your sentence with a capital letter and end it with a punctuation mark. And don't worry if you get stuck on a tricky word. Just do your best. All right, and remember, our bossy R is probably going to show up a few times, so listen very carefully for those. All right, I'm going to read the sentence 3 times, and you write it on your paper. Are you ready? Here we go. The hermit lived by herself in the forest. The hermit lived by herself in the forest. The hermit lived by herself in the forest. Everybody got it? Let's give them some time to finish their sentence. The hermit lived by herself in the forest. All right, everybody ready to check your work? Here we go. Did you find all the bossy R's? I see one there. I see one there. And I see one there. Did you get all three? Did you remember to begin your sentence with a capital letter and end it with a punctuation mark like a period? And if you miss something, remember that's okay because mistakes help our brain grow and learn. The hermit lived by herself in the forest. Great work, everybody. All right, well, it looks like it's time for us to be done for today. I'm so proud of the work that you did. Does your brain feel a little bit bigger? Next Wednesday, we're going to be learning more about the letters and sounds that make up our words and growing our brains even more. I can't wait to see you all then. Have an amazing rest of your day and make sure you read a book tonight. Bye-bye.
Hey, I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Kelsey. And we're in Spiral Circus. And we're artists in the schools, teachers. And we're coming to you live from Peru, where we're living out our quarantine. So we want to teach you guys how to juggle. So this is for any ages, but a loud motorcycle is coming. This is for all ages, but we're going to make it easy so that if you're even like 10 years old, that you can learn how to juggle.
Or 5 or whatever age.
So, in order to take this class, you're going to need 3 objects.
3 round objects.
So we have juggling balls. You can also use oranges, like little clementine oranges work really well. Just make sure that you eat the oranges after you practice juggling for that added vitamin C. Also, nobody wants to eat bruised oranges, so don't leave them out for your family to eat after that.
Not cool. Not cool.
We also have a tutorial that I think AIS shared, but it's on our YouTube channel that shows you how to make juggling balls out of rice and balloons, which are things you should be able to come by today.
Actually, Kelsey, it's on our Facebook page,
Okay.
and we just posted it a couple of days ago. So go ahead and check that out, and you can learn how to make some really awesome juggling balls. We've actually made some for people while being in Peru.
Yeah, and our Facebook page is in Spiral Circus, so I'm sure there will be a link. But,
Yeah.
All right, so why do you want to juggle?
Well, for one, it's a great challenge. I love challenging myself. I first did a huge challenge when I was 15, and I learned how to ride a unicycle. And before, I thought that it was impossible. I thought there was no way I would ever learn how to ride a unicycle. But after learning how to ride, I just got so much self-esteem, and I got so excited, and I knew that I could just do anything. And so juggling helps you with that.
So you like juggling because it's fun.
Yeah,
right?
And it's a challenge.
It's a challenge. It's a cool way to challenge yourself. My favorite thing about learning to juggle is that it actually helps make you more coordinated, or as Jeremy likes to say,
more like a ninja.
So being coordinated helps you out in your life because you're going to trip less, you'll drop things less, you can make trash baskets more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he can throw me the keys across the parking lot, and sometimes I'll catch them. But, all right, so being coordinated just helps you be a better human. And this is the best way we found to learn how to be more coordinated. All right, so step 1 for learning how to juggle is to drop them on the ground.
Throw them up. Woo!
Congratulations.
Good job.
You're a juggler. This is your #1 skill you're going to need. Dropping them on the ground and picking them back up.
Oh, but we're only going to pick up
just one.
One.
So the best way to learn something is from the very beginning. Step 1 is with one ball. Okay. Hands go into work today up and down the mountain. So we apologize about the noise, but we're doing the first here. So.
All right.
All right.
So we got one ball. So it's important to start with our palms facing up, just like this. And we want to bring them about at our waist.
So they're coming out from your elbows here. All right, so use your imagination now so that you can trace a square shape to above your eyebrows like this. So this is your juggling area.
Can you guys trace that out for us?
All right, and so the thing that I didn't know about learning how to juggle is that I thought it was like this is how you throw, but that's actually not the right way to do it.
Yeah, it's a much more like scoop. You guys might have this, you might have scooped some ice cream before.
Yeah, if you've ever scooped ice cream, then you know the way. So you're going to scoop it in front of your belly button and then throw it up. And that way it drops straight down into your hand.
So that square we traced out, we're trying to hit those corners. So if I'm in my right hand, I'm going to scoop up and try to hit that top corner over here. So hit that and then try to catch it. But don't leave your hand. Just throw it up and see if you catch it in the other hand.
Another thing that was helpful for me to learn is that the higher your tosses from here to here, the more time you have to catch. So if you or your family member is just tossing like this, you have very little time to catch the ball. And if you're up here, that's also equally as difficult. So what you want to do is always throw from your waist up to the top corner. So go ahead and practice that. We're going right and left.
And in the beginning, it might hit your hand and fall out, or it may go like way over there. Don't worry about it.
That's actually really good. So one thing that we've learned as circus performers, having to mess up a million billion times in order to learn how to do the difficult things that we know how to do, is that messing up is good. If you're dropping the ball, that's awesome. That means that you're trying and that you're learning and that you're learning from your mistakes. They're not even really mistakes. You're just learning how to calibrate your throws.
And you're challenging yourself. It's so good to continue to challenge yourself as you keep growing and growing and growing.
So starting now, for the remainder of our class, I want you to focus mostly on the throws. So learning how to throw the juggling ball is 1,000 times more important than whether or not you catch the juggling ball, okay? So make sure you're throwing like this, left and right, left and right.
Perfect.
Cool. All right. So you also might notice that one of your hands is better at throwing and catching than the other hand. That's totally normal. So
for me, it's my right hand.
Your right hand's better than your left. Me too. That's pretty common, I think.
Yeah.
So all that really means is that you need to train with your left hand or your non-dominant hand a lot more. So once you train, then both of them will become really good at throwing and catching, and then you can be like really good at juggling.
All right. So this is great, but I want to give you guys some other scoop tosses that will help you learn to juggle. So we're just going to continue to use one ball. And this, I like to say, like we're going to do some ninja moves.
This is your ninja training.
So get in your ninja stance. Now, you got to bend your knees a little, be loose, flexible. You know, you can't be too stiff. Ninjas are not stiff. They're like ready.
This is supposed to be fun.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So first off, punch that first fist out, and we're going to scoop around the arm, and we're going to try to toss it back into the same hand. We're going to try to keep that hand still. If it moves a little, that's all right, but we're going to try to keep it out and not bring it in. Keep it right out there.
All right. Now switch hands. This one's harder. This is helping teach you how to do that scoop toss. Awesome.
All right. How's that going? You guys doing all right? Okay. All right. So the next one, we want to pump out our fists. This time we're going to put our palm up. All right. So scoop around. This time you want to land in your hand. Land in that open hand. And this one is a really good one because then you can switch sides. You can do a punch up. So this one you can switch sides. You also don't have to punch it every time. You can do more of like a dance. All right. Was that one easier or harder?
I think it's a little harder.
You think it's harder?
Yeah.
I find that one a little easier, but
all right.
Harder to switch back and forth.
What's next?
All right. So next, let's try to balance on one foot. Can you guys do that?
Balance on one foot? This is good coordination training too.
All right. So we're going to go around one leg. And then I want you to hop to your other foot. And then go around that leg. And then hop back. And then hop. And then hop. 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 Whew. All right. Good workout. So next, I want you to go ahead and balance on one foot. This time, we're going to try just a little toss. Okay, so just one of the normal toss that we started with, the scoop toss, not under your leg quite yet. Let's work on that balance and see if we can toss it to our other hand. Oh, my left foot is harder to balance on. What about you're doing your right foot?
Yeah.
Yeah. I might switch to my right.
It is harder.
There we go.
I'll practice it twice as long.
Yeah. It's good to try both legs. Okay. If you're kind of got that, you may not get all of these right away. You can go back and practice them later. Next, I want you to, while you're balancing on one foot, I want you to try to scoop around your leg, and you're going to make it go up into the air.
And then catch it with your other hand. Or don't.
Or not. If you don't catch it, that's okay. So scoop under and then try not to hit your partner.
Believe it or not, I'm used to it.
Yeah, that's kind of what happens when you're throwing.
When you marry a juggler.
Yeah, that's what happens when you marry a juggler for sure. So this one's awesome because you can go under your left leg, under your right leg. You can kind of go back and forth.
Right.
Getting a good
What about
workout.
around your belly? Can you pass it around your belly just to see what happened? All right, now try to turn in a circle. And the other way. All right, good.
Can I give him the bonus one?
Sure.
Okay. This is a bonus ninja trick for you. You take the ball, and then you lean out with that hand, and then you lean just like this, and you want to scoop it around your back, like so.
And catch it in your other hand.
Just catch it in the other hand.
This one's hard. It might take you a while to calibrate.
From the back, you're going to lean out, you're going to scoop around. It's really good to lean when you're doing this. If you stay straight up, you kind of have to like try to go over your shoulder, and it's a lot harder. So make sure you lean.
So these are really good to do for warm-ups, and all of these little ninja training skills with just one ball are really good for you for helping to train your eye-hand coordination. But I think we're ready to move on to 2 juggling balls. What do you think?
I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thanks. We'll watch out for that. Is that better? Okay.
All right. Sorry, guys.
2 juggling balls.
All right.
Go ahead.
So we're moving on to 2 juggling balls. So if you, whatever kind of ball that you have or fruit, go ahead and pick it up. All right. So we're going to start at our waist again. We're going to have our palms facing up. Remember, we want, remember that square that we traced out for that box? This is the area we're trying to throw in. So we did half of this pattern with 1 ball. Now we're going to do 2. But for this one, I want you guys to do no catching. No catching in the beginning. Again, no catching is going to be super tempting, but I want you to focus on those throws. All right.
Okay.
So you got to make sure you use both of your hands. You got to use your right hand and your left hand. So I'm going to start, toss it to the opposite side, right and left.
That was easy.
How they go? They should land kind of near your feet. If they don't, it may just take a little practice.
All right, keep trying. And this time, start with your left hand.
Okay. Left toss, right toss. Okay.
Keep practicing.
All right. Left, right. Remember, focus on those throws. Try not to catch quite yet.
Yeah, so this is level 1. No catching at all, all right? If that feels like it's going pretty easy for you and your throws, your balls are ending up like right around your feet, then you can go ahead and try catching the last ball. So that would go right, left, catch.
And then,
Right, left, catch.
and then start with your left hand.
Left,
right,
catch. And keep trying that.
right, left, catch.
If you start messing up and doing something that we call not juggling, which is this, kids a lot of time are like, look, I'm doing it. And while that is a cool trick, that's actually not juggling because all you're doing is throwing with your right hand. So don't do that. You want to be making an X in front of your belly button and throwing both juggling balls.
So
that's level 2 is catching 1 juggling ball.
and the key is trying to throw with your right hand and your left. What happens is we're so used to throwing with our dominant hand, that hand that you eat that ice cream with. We throw with it all the time. And we want to try to throw with our right hand and our left hand.
Sometimes it helps starting with the left. Okay, so level 3 then is to try to catch both juggling balls. So that looks like right, left, catch, catch.
We're left, right, catch, catch.
And make sure you're alternating because it really does help to start with both.
So right, left, catch, catch, left, right, catch, catch.
Notice that we are not throwing them at the same time because it is very hard to catch them both at the same time. So don't do that. Make sure, and you can say this aloud. Right, left, catch, catch.
Left, right, catch, catch.
And if you're having trouble catching them, then go back to level 2 or level 1.
All right, so this may not be going quite as well as you might have planned, but that's okay. So the key is to focus on those throws. If they're hitting your hands, that's super awesome. Catches come in time.
Awesome. So keep trying that. Let's do 2. Right, left, catch, catch. Left, right, catch, catch. Take your time and get some practice in. Or maybe you're just going right, left, catch. Last one.
And another really great way to think about it is that you're doing a toss, toss, catch, catch. It's a separate time because you're leaving a space for the third ball. Toss, toss, catch, catch. Right, left, catch, catch.
All right. Or maybe you're not catching them at all. So that's really a good way to approach learning juggling is that when I was learning, I would try not catching. And then I would go to catching 1. That would go pretty good. And then I would try to catch 2. All right. They're selling fresh fish. So, okay. And then I would try to catch 2. And then that wouldn't go very well. And I would mess up my throws. So I'd have to go back to not catching. So you can kind of dance along level 1, 2, and 3. And then go back to level 2. And then try 3 again. And then back to 2 and maybe back to 1, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the learning process, going out of your comfort zone and then back into your comfort zone. Keep on challenging yourself, but go back to what you know works for you.
Okay, so before we go on to 3 balls, we want to teach you guys a partner exercise. So for this, you're just going to need another person. Probably someone who's in quarantine with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so and for this exercise, you're just going to need 3 juggling balls total. So face each other about like this, and then you're going to have your 3 juggling balls like this, and you're going to decide between you. I think I'm going to go straight across.
No, I'm going to go diagonal.
So that means I'm going to place the juggling ball in Jeremy's hand.
And then I'm going to look for her open hand, and I'm going to go diagonal and place it in her hand and immediately open my hand back up.
Straight.
Diagonal.
Straight.
Diagonal.
Uh-oh. Did you see what just happened? Jeremy put it in his dominant hand because he's right-handed. And that's okay. If that happens, just go back because that'll mess up the pattern. Okay. Straight.
Diagonal.
Straight.
Diagonal.
Straight.
Diagonal.
Straight. Good. All right. So this is just a little brain teaser that you can do. Obviously, if you're like 16, it might not be that difficult for you.
You can't add difficulty into it.
It's a really good way to practice your bilateral stimulation by doing this. So it's really good for kids and it's fun for adults too. If that's too easy, then I want you guys to switch. So now he's going to go straight and I'm going to go diagonal.
Before this, I want to really quickly explain the importance of teamwork and that you have to be nice to your partner. If they mess up, be like, hey, this kind of didn't work right. Can you help me fix it?
It's not about being perfect. It's about challenging your brain.
Yeah. Don't be like, oh, you messed up. You got to be nice. Okay. So now I'm going straight. So straight to the open hand. Immediately open my hand.
Diagonal.
Straight.
Diagonal.
Straight.
Diagonal.
Straight.
And it's important to be patient with your partner and let them figure it out because it's their brain.
Yeah. One thing that we see sometimes is that the person will just be like trying to grab the ball out of the other person, and then the other person doesn't get to do
nothing
it.
Out of it.
So you got to wait for the person to put the ball in your hand.
Okay, well, that's our fun partner exercise. Now we want to teach you guys 3 juggling balls. This is, by the way, a super fast class. So we're really just showing you probably won't get 3 juggling balls right now. Not that I don't believe in you, but it just takes some practice. But we want to show you how it's going to work so you know where you're headed. juggling takes a lot of practice. We really recommend practicing at least 5 to 10 minutes a day. And remember to make it fun. So we like to put some music on, get kind of relaxed, do some ninja warm-ups, and then practice your juggling. When you start to get frustrated, or if you're like, juggling is hard, I'm never going to learn how to do it, it's good to take a break. Also, practicing your juggling is a really great thing to do, especially if you've been working or studying school for a long time and your brain gets kind of mushy feeling. Juggling is the perfect way to take a break, and then you can go back to studying refreshed with a new frame of mind.
Even if that's with one ball and doing some of those different tricks that we tried earlier, around the leg, under the arm. So, Kelsey, is it better to juggle one time for like 2 hours once a week? Or is it better to practice a little bit every day?
So, 5 hours once a week, or 5 minutes a day every day, maybe 10 minutes a day every day. I think 10 minutes a day every day is a better way to juggle and to study and to learn anything. If you do it consistently in little spurts, that's also going to be more fun than being like, I have a 5-hour juggling practice I have to do. This is supposed to be fun. So,
all right.
Go ahead. Yeah? What? Okay. So go ahead and pick up your 3 juggling balls.
Okay.
And you're going to start with 2 balls in your dominant hand. And you're going to throw, remember, we're not catching at all. No catching. So start with your hand with 2 juggling balls in it. And we're aiming for up here. And we're going to go right, left, right. Did you get them all out of your hands? If so, congratulations. You did a great job. So this is level 1 for 3 balls. No catching.
If not, we can just try it again. Also, go as slow as you need to go.
1,
right, left, right. Just make sure you're throwing with both of your hands.
All right, so level 2, we're moving kind of fast here because of time, but level 2, pick your balls up again. Start with your right hand or your dominant hand that has 2 balls in it, and you'll go right, left, right, and catch that last one. So level 2 is that you catch the very last juggling ball.
Try it one more time?
Yeah.
Okay, right,
left, right,
catch.
Awesome. All right, so level 3 is to try to catch the last 2 juggling balls.
So this is very similar to when we just had 2 balls. We did toss, toss, catch, catch.
Right.
We're just going to add in 1 extra ball. We're going to toss that one first. Toss, 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 catch, catch.
Catch, catch. If this messes you up and messes up your throws, then go back to level 2 or back to level 1 or even back to 2 juggling balls.
Toss, 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 catch, catch.
Oh, I accidentally caught them all. All right, so level 4 then?
So it could take a while at this stage. Just stick with it, and eventually we'll be able to get it. It may take multiple days or weeks.
Okay, so level 4 now is to try to catch all 3 balls. And that should look like, when you're done, that you have 2 juggling balls in your non-dominant hand. It looks like this. Toss, 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 catch.
All right, so another key when you're adding in all these extra balls is you want to keep your eyes at the top of that square right here.
Try not to follow each ball, because that's really
going to be impossible.
Yeah.
It's going to be impossible. Toss, toss, toss. The other tip that we've been saying throughout is to focus on the throws. Really focus on the throws. The catches will come in time. If you have good throws, they're even height, they're about the same height, you will be able to start to catch after a while.
So the final step is to keep it going in a continuous pattern. So 1, that looks like this.
Throwing from my waist, throwing above my head.
And I'm catching at my waist too.
That way you have that full pattern.
All right. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. It took me seriously years to learn how to juggle. So even if you feel like you're going really slow, I want you to be nice to yourself. Practice what you can practice the right way try out the new stuff, and if it messes your throws up, go back to the right way, and eventually we promise you're going to get it. Juggling is a super rewarding activity, and you'll start to see after a while it actually improves how you interact with the world around you. I'm a lot less clumsy, I can catch stuff, I'm a lot more coordinated, and quite frankly, when I was growing up, I didn't think it was possible to become more coordinated. So it's pretty magical.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking this journey with us today, learning how to juggle. Good luck. This is a process and it takes a while.
If you need anything, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook or through our website. We're in Spiral Circus. I'm sure they'll post a link below. But thank you so much, AHA, for putting on this program, and thank you, RSU TV, for helping us get this message out to you all the way from Peru.
From Peru.
You guys want to see the mountains? And there's our cow neighbor. Oh, hold on, never mind. Thank you guys so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Hello, everybody. My name is Master Kong with Kong's Taekwondo, right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We just want to welcome all of our viewers from northeastern Oklahoma. My name is Master Kong, and I'm a 6th degree black belt. I trained from my father, who's a Grand Master, Grandmaster is basically as high as you can go. He's a 9th degree black belt, inducted into the World Taekwondo Hall of Fame. He also produced an Olympic bronze medalist in 1992. And there's a lot of different accolades that he has. So to get things started off, guys, I'm just going to do a little bit of a demonstration of martial arts. We would love for you guys to follow along with those different things. And also, I'm going to teach you guys a little bit about how to live better through martial arts. A lot of people think martial arts is just about punching and kicking, but even more so than that, it's about, you know, having a good, strong mental capacity. It's about having a good physical capacity and about a good spiritual well-being. So Taekwondo actually means kicking and punching, but Do means way of life or life success. So I want to talk to you guys about that. It's going to be interactive, so we'd love for you guys to all jump in and join. Myself personally, I'm a national champion, a U.S. Open champion. We take our Taekwondo school down to the Chesapeake Energy Arena, which is in Oklahoma City, and we do the halftime shows for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a clip of our demo. Hope you guys enjoy that. I'm here just trying to get the music set up, and I'll be back in just a second. Well, that was a lot of fun. You know, we really enjoy doing a lot of the kicking and the punching aspects of Taekwondo, but even more important than that, we're very respectful people. So some of the different things that we do in Taekwondo is we say, yes, sir. We say, no, sir. We bow a lot, and we show respect. What is respect? Respect is being kind and nice to other people, honoring other people, things like that. You know, why don't I go on my neighbor's lawn and take my vehicle and drive around and, you know, make big mud puddles and things like that? Well, I want to honor my neighbor. I want to respect my neighbor. There's three different groups that we want to respect. We want to respect our parents. We want to respect our teachers. And we want to respect other people. So throughout this broadcast, we're going to kind of reiterate some of those different things. So Taekwondo came from Korea. We have the blue part and the red part of the Korean flag. It's a yang. It's a balance of our life. So we want to make sure to have that good balance of our life not just being physically fit, but we also want to have a benevolence or a good spirit about ourselves, having integrity and having character. So back to respect, when I think about, well, right now I'm at home, you know, I'm doing homeschool, whether it's virtually with my parents or whatever that it may be, and we're kind of having this COVID-19 pandemic, there's a lot of different things that can really be very mentally straining. But Taekwondo helps us to be stronger. It helps us to be more physically fit so that we can overcome. So try to put respect and the benevolence part of our training. So when you guys are at home, we always want to try to use that respect to our parents. So when your parents ask you to do something, we would like for you guys to do that the first time. Or if they even, you know, give you ask you something to do, brush your teeth, maybe you can use the good etiquette, like yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. So we also want to use the good words like can I, may I, please, and things like that, okay? So we're going to give you guys an opportunity to try a little bit of martial arts. So if you want to, and if you're sitting at home, go ahead and stand up, okay? And then we're going to do a little bit of a pledge. So if you can raise your right hand, your mirror, and just repeat after me. Owen, go ahead and come in here, please. This is my son, and I'm going to ask him to do a little bit of a lesson together. So stand right over there, Owen, and then face me, and put your right hand up, your other right hand, okay? And what we're going to do is say a pledge together, because Taekwondo is not something that I go out and I bully somebody else. I want to be able to make sure that I'm only using my skills for, you know, fun and fitness. And if I had to, if somebody were picking on me, like grabbing my wrist and trying to take me away someplace, trying to kidnap me, I can get away, or I can use my skills if somebody's trying to, you know, beat me up or something like that, okay? So anyways, put your right hand up, say I promise what I learned here today, from Master Kong, I will not use in a harmful manner, against my neighbor. Very good. Oh, move over here just a little bit to the right and then face me diagonally. Okay, so he's going to be standing over there kind of giving us a little, you know, tutorial, and we're going to give you guys a little bit of a physical challenge, okay? We're going to teach you guys a little bit of martial arts. What's good about physical training? Physical training helps me to have more stress relief. It helps me to have a better outlook about life. It has a lot of different things inside of my body that make my body a lot more happy. It's almost like eating healthy food. If I eat a lot of chips and I eat a lot of junk food, you know, drink soda pop every single day, my body doesn't like that. And I'm not going to feel very good, but I can feed it with good nutrients like fruits and vegetables, you know, plenty of water and things like that. My whole lifestyle feels better. So we want to encourage you guys to live a healthier lifestyle by physical exercise in a controlled environment that you're not trying to hit other things or whatever. A great place to, you know, it's springtime right now. Great thing to do is to go outside, get a little physical activity out there. And so we're going to start with some stretching. So what we're going to do is everyone put your hands on your hips like me and make some neck circles. Stretching helps us to loosen up our muscles of the direction, increase the blood flow and circulation. And everybody, arm circle. Just use your arms and go forward like you're swimming in the pool. And other direction. Great job. Cross your arms back and forth. But this stretching enables our muscles to get even bigger. You put your hands up like this, turn and look behind you. We're just stretching our upper body, our arms, our back, our neck. Taekwondo is a whole body workout. You know, we do punches, we do kicks, we do blocks, we do strikes. So it's very important that we have a full body stretch. So put your hands on your hips like me, everybody, and then just bend to the side. Good. And then bend the other way. And other way. And switch. Okay, put your hands on the floor. And then put your hands on your lower back and try to lean backward. And do it one more time. Don't fall down. Put your hands on the floor. And make sure you have good balance. And go like this. Okay, speaking of balance, we definitely do a lot of kicks. So we want to have good balance. So we're going to start off our training with a little bit of a balance game, okay? So from here, I just want you guys to stand on one foot like this. Okay, let's see if we can do that for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job. This time switch feet and put your hands up and see if we can bounce like this for 10 seconds. Ready? Go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, very good. Now, let's go ahead and spread our feet apart a little bit wider, and we're going to stretch the back of our legs because this is called the hamstring in the back of your leg. And when we kick high like that, we're using a part of our hamstring. Okay, so everybody spread your feet apart. And we're going to go to your right side. So grab a hold of your ankle and see if you can put your head all the way to your leg. And then go the other way. Stretch out. And then put your arms like this and go in the middle. All right. We want to make sure that we're fully stretched out, so we're going to do some ground stretches. Okay? So everybody have a seat. We're going to put the bottoms of our feet together like this. All right. Bounce your knees up and down. Take a big, deep breath in. And then put your head down and breathe out. Hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, everybody, spread the legs apart like this. We're going to go over to this side, the other side, in the middle, and then we're going to start doing some punching and kicking. Should be pretty exciting. Everybody hold it to this side, which is your right side, and then go to the left side. Good. And in the middle. Hopefully you guys are already getting excited about your training. To the side, left side, and feeling happier as we exercise together. And in the middle. All right, let's everybody stand up. So whenever we give the commands in the class, we always say yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, or no, ma'am. So I'm going to go ahead and give a command out and then kind of say what the appropriate answer would be. So maybe you guys can practice at home working on your respect, okay? So everybody say yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Very good. Okay, go ahead and face directly sideways, Colin. All right, everybody look at this. Follow me. We're going to put our hands like this. You're going to curl your finger, put your thumb like this, and put your hands like this. We're going to use our right hand first, just like that, okay? And then our left hand like this. So everybody follow me. Now remember, this punching and kicking is not to go and hurt somebody else. It's just basically to exercise, have fun, develop the skill, and learn some self-defense, okay? Put your hands up like me. Ready? Right hand first, then left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Okay, so let's go ahead and count together. We're going to punch, alternate hands, and count out loud from 1 to 10. Yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here we go. Everybody ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Okay. So, we use these targets in the class. This target helps us to train a little bit. I'm going to have Owen hold the target for me like this. You see how he's bowing? That's also a form of respect, okay? Respect is like, you know, like we said before, honoring somebody. That's also a form of humility. It's also a form of emptying your cup. Emptying your cup is just, you know, not thinking that you know everything and being able to have humility to learn a little bit more. So that's a very important aspect of one of the tenets of our Taekwondo, all right? So punching, I'm going to stance like this and punch the target. I can punch a little bit faster. I can punch with my backhand. I can do a lot of different techniques. If it holds the paddle to the side like this, I can do a back fist, or I can do a right hand strike, or maybe a little bit lower. I can do a roundhouse kick. There's a lot of different techniques that we can practice, but for right now, we're just going to practice our punching technique. So if you have a mom or dad at home,
what you can do is you can get a pillow for a target, and you can have your mom or dad hold that for you, and then we can practice our technique together. So I'm going to hold this pillow for Owen, okay? And we're going to try punching the pillow 10 times, all right? Make sure the parents, your hands are out of the way. You don't want to put your hands in the middle. And we're just going to punch right here in the middle. Give one demonstration, Owen. Boom, just like that. So let's have fun. You don't need to kill the pillow. Just, tap it a few times back and forth, all right? Okay, here we go. So what we're going to be doing is we're just going to punch the target from 1 to 10, and we're going to count out loud, okay? Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, you guys did a great job. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do, like I told you guys, Taekwondo is a whole body. We're going to do the lower body now. So we're going to bend our leg, and we're going to try to do some kicking. So let's put our hands up, everybody, and we're going to bend our leg and kick out like that. And use the other leg. Bend your leg and kick. So we're just going to go here, 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 and let's try to do that 10 times. So we keep our hands up so we can protect our body, and I'll show you guys some other cool things a little bit later. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and kick. Make sure to alternate feet and count out loud from 1 to 10, okay? Well, let's make sure to count out loud this time. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, very good, guys. Okay, so parents, one more time, if you want to help your children at home, if you are at home, okay, you can hold this pillow down. If you don't have anybody to hold a target for, you can just practice, kind of learn the skills, and get some good exercise, okay? So he's just going to bend his leg, point his toes, like that, and then kick. So we're going to do right leg, left leg, 10 times, and then count out loud. Everybody say, yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay, here we go. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, very good job, guys. All right, so we learned some punching, we learned some kicking. Next, we're going to do blocking. What is blocking used for? If somebody is trying to attack, you can use your arms to block. So I'm going to go ahead and attack Owen like this. He's going to perform some certain blocking techniques, and that way we can protect our body. So let Master Kong show you guys how to do that. First of all, you're going to put your arms like this. Second, you're just going to raise both arms up, come down, come out, and here, and drop them down. Okay, so from here, raise both hands above your head. That's called a high block. Right? Put both arms out. That's called a middle block. And then drop both arms down. That's called a low block. Let's do it together, everybody. Ready? Go. High block, middle block, low block. And we're going to do that 3 more times together with Master Kong. Ready? Go. High block, middle block, low block, high block, middle block, low block, high block, middle block, low block. And then you can do them individually. So from here, rather than using both arms, just drop one arm down. And then you can switch like that. Let's practice blocking our head 10 times with high block. So you raise your arm up, and then you go to the other side, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now bring your arms in and out. In, from here, just use one arm. Then the other arm. So we're going to do that 10 times. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now same position, just drop your hand down. Just like this, and do that 10 times. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, very good, everybody. So now I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a combo technique. You're going to block, punch, and kick. We're not actually going to practice that, but it's kind of a good segue or a good, next step for you guys' technique. So from here, we're going to make a fighting stance. It's usually how we perform it. And then if somebody attacks, we're just going to block, strike, and then kick like that. So I'm going to use this target
and I'm going to pretend attack Owen. So he's going to be in a fighting stance. And then I'm going to attack over the head. He's going to block it. Boom! And then I'm going to hold it straight forward, punch, and then he's going to kick. Bang! And that's how we kind of put our skills together. So we block, punch, kick, block, punch, kick, block, punch, kick, block, punch, kick, block, punch, kick. Just like that, see? So it's a lot of fun. We get a good exercise, and we have a really good time doing that, okay? All right, so Owen, if you go ahead and just take a knee, please. This is kind of one of our sitting positions in the class. It's just kind of a way that we, listen and we focus with our eyes, our mind, and our body. So you guys can say that too. Everybody say, focus your eyes. Focus your eyes. Focus your mind. Focus your mind. And focus your body, sir. Focus your body, sir. Very good. Do it one more time. Focus my eyes. Focus my eyes. Focus my mind. Focus my mind. And focus my body, sir. Focus my body, sir. Okay. Very good. All right. So we've done a lot of really, really cool things. So what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to show you guys a little bit of what we call board breaking. So I got some boards over here. Okay. This is made out of white pine. It's about 1 inch thick. This is called the junior board. Okay. Some of our children, or teenagers can break this. We also have some of these demo boards over here. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about fear. Right now we have some certain situations or circumstances that are kind of causing us to stay inside. A lot of us, we can't go outside. We have this disease that nobody really has a cure for right now. It can cause a lot of anxiety. What is anxiety? It's uncertainty about something, maybe uncertainty about my health or my finances or what's going to happen in the future and things like that. And uncertainty and anxiety is kind of all of a part of fear, okay? So Master Kong wants to help you guys to overcome some of those mental barriers. Instead of having fear, you can have faith, or you can have confidence, or you can have belief, or you can have hope, okay? And one of the things I'm going to talk to you guys about here in just a few minutes is just how I can transition from having that negative or fearful mindset into having more of a positive, thankful, looking forward to mindset, okay? A lot of people would think, if I hit this with my hand or my foot, it's really going to hurt. And to be honest with you guys, if you're untrained, I would definitely not try this at home. You don't want to try to break any kind of board. But we in Taekwondo, we toughen our knife hand strike, our punches, our kicks, doing a lot of techniques. I fought in some really big tournaments. I'm a national champion and a U.S. Open champion. We would train hours and hours and hours a day and kick the bag over and over and over. And through that development of skill, we would toughen up our hands and our feet. If I have this board here, I can simply break that, no problem, Some people, like I said, they may have a lot of fear about that, but through your training, you can overcome those fears and be able to accomplish some really great things. Just like mentally, if you constantly think about what I'm afraid of, what I can't do, how things are going to be so miserable, you're training your mind to think that way. We want to train our mind to think, what can I do? What am I thankful for? What blessings do I have? That way we can continually think about and train ourselves skillfully to have that positive mind frame, okay? This is just a simple demo board. I'm going to go ahead and stand up and hold it just like I showed you before for myself. Okay. And I'm going to show you guys a little bit of a technique that we do at one of our practices. It's called back turning kick. So definitely don't try that at home, guys. It's definitely for skilled martial artists. But let me talk to you guys about how we can transition all of our hard work, mental, physical, and spiritual training, and live better through martial arts, okay? So, I have to go out to my garage when I get deliveries and disinfect and do all these different things. I can't go, to this place, and I can't go over here, and I don't have all these benefits that we used to have before. So I want to encourage you guys to think about these different things. What am I thankful for? I'm thankful for my health. I'm still healthy. I run about 50 miles every single week. I still have food that I can eat, a shelter over my head, a loving family that I can sit down and hang out with every single day. As a matter of fact, I just have newborn baby that I get to hang out with every single day. So that's something that I'm thankful for. So we want to encourage you guys, instead of thinking about negative things, especially during these circumstances, how can I be changed in the midst of my circumstances, in the midst of what's going on? Well, first of all, I can change my mindset by being positive and by being thankful. I know that we only have about a minute left or so on this broadcast. We are going to be here for the next 4 weeks. I have some different things that we're going to be doing for our demos. This is actually a sword. We have some more boards. I have some nunchucks over here and things like that that we're really going to have a good time with. So we want to encourage you guys to try to join in every week on Wednesday from 10:30 to 11 o'clock and live better with martial arts, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually, to try to have life success and a well-rounded well-being of our life. So we want to thank you guys for tuning into Taekwondo today. My name is Master Kong again, and I'm from Kong's Taekwondo. There's actually 3 brothers, my older brother Sung, my younger brother Yong. They're all masters in Taekwondo, and we learned from our father, Grandmaster Kong, who we want to definitely honor and pay our respects to. So until next time, we hope that you guys have a wonderful day and try to think on those positive things about how I can be changed in the midst of my circumstances, how I can be thankful for something, and what I can look forward to from day to day, okay? Not in 1 month or 1 year, and be hopeful and have faith that things are going to work out for the best always in the end. So until next time, we will see you guys later.
Good morning, STEM thinkers and doers. I'm Dorinda Reisenhuber. I'm the education coordinator for the NASA Oklahoma Space Grant Consortium. And this morning, I have an assistant with me.
Good morning. My name is Kyla Reisenhuber, and I'm a junior at the Oklahoma School of Science and Mathematics.
Excellent. And as you heard, the NASA Oklahoma Space Grant Consortium, that's who I'm with, and I oversee their NASA OKSG STEM Engagement Center. Now, NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration, yep, you heard that right. We're one of the partners with NASA. And today, like I get to do on many days, we get to bring STEM to you live to your home. Usually I'm doing it in professional developments with in-service and pre-service teachers and students in classrooms. But now we get to do it a little bit differently. So I hope you have a great time joining in this demonstration with us today, in which we're going to look at aviation and some principles that lead us up to how and why airplanes can fly and why they have what we call lift. All right, so let's get started. We're first going to start with some things that we call properties of air. So the first thing that we're going to do is Kyla is going to grab our bottle. And what you can see here, you can do this at home, it's just an empty 2-liter bottle, and it has a balloon inside of it. And we just put that balloon inside of it where the hole, so you can actually still blow into the balloon. So Kyla, I want you to blow up that balloon for me. You ready? Go. Come on. It's not going up. Blow harder. Kyla, come on. You got this. What is happening, Sister Man? It won't blow up. It won't blow up? Oh my goodness. Well, why won't it blow up? Well, there's a really good explanation for that. You see, there is air all inside this bottle. This bottle is full of air. And when she tries to blow up that balloon, all she could do was just blow up just a very small little part of it, right? Because what would happen is that air would push against it, and she couldn't blow air into that balloon because all of this air inside the bottle took up that space and was pushing against that balloon as she was trying to blow into it. So what this tells us is one of the properties of air. We're actually going to look at 4 of those properties today. And the first one is that air takes up space. So that we know that air takes up space because she could not blow up this balloon, and the air was pushing on that balloon and not allowing it to happen. So air takes up space. All right, let's look at another one. Kyla, I am going to give you the straight pin. And what we're going to do is we are going to balance this on my finger. Okay. And what I've done here is these balloons are about the same size, what you say, Kyla. They're about the same size. They have about the same amount of air. I've taken them to either side of a yardstick, so you could recreate this. And Kyla has a straight pin in her hand. So I'm going to just make sure it's balanced. Of course, when you want to do this fast, it doesn't go as fast, does it? I feel like they're balanced now. On your mark, get set, go, Kyla. What happened? The balloon got popped and it went down. Oh my goodness, so this balloon was popped, all the air and all the weight was released out of that balloon, and this balloon that was not popped, but still had the weight of the air, it went down. So what we know now is that air has mass, okay? So when I took away the air mass up here, it unbalanced my measuring device, and the greater weight went down. So we know that air has mass. Can you say that with me? Air has mass. Excellent. So we know that air takes up space, air has mass. Now let's look at another one. I'm going to take a fan. You could do this at home too. Kyla is going to put her face close to the fan, but not too close, right? Okay. She's going to be careful. And we're going to turn it up all the way high. Kyla, move closer, just a little bit closer to that fan. All right. So, audience, or STEM thinkers and doers, can you see that her hair is moving? Kyla, can you feel that air?
I can.
She can feel that air, and it's moving her hair. Thank you very much. So now we know that air moves, or we can feel it, okay? Air moves, or we can feel it. That is the third property we're looking at today. Now let's look at one more property. I have a variety of experiments that we're going to use for this particular one. So for this first one, I have a container which is a little over half full of water. Then I have a cup, and this is just a plastic cup. It could be a glass cup or a reusable cup at your house. I just have a ton of these that we use over and over again for all of our experiments. And then a piece of paper, and I'm just going to pull or tear some paper off of that. And you could also use tissue paper, scrap paper, whatever you have laying around. But I'm going to crumple that up, and then I'm going to take a piece of tape. Any kind of tape will work. And I'm going to take that in the bottom of my cup, just like so. If you can see that, all that's going to do is keep that paper in here when I do this next part, so it doesn't fall out before everything occurs. So I'm going to place this upside down, and I'm going to immerse it into the water. Now, Kyla, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, the paper's going to get all wet.
You think so?
I think so.
Well, let's see what happens. STEM thinkers and doers, what do you think is going to happen out there? All right, let's find out. Let's see if you guys are right. Kyla, does that paper look wet to you?
No, it looks dry.
Oh my goodness! The paper's dry? Let's check it out. The paper is dry. So what happened there? Well, this cup is full of air, even though we can't see it. Air is all around us, guys. It is all around us. And it is also in this cup and all around that crumpled piece of paper. So as I put this cup into the water, that air that was inside the cup, it pushed or exerted pressure upon the water and pushed the water out of the way, which meant no water went inside the cup. Let's see that one more time. No water goes inside of that cup because air pushes the water away and only leaves the air and the piece of paper inside the cup. So now we know that air exerts pressure. Can you guys say that with me? Air exerts pressure. Excellent. You guys are so smart. Okay, so now I'm going to take the paper, and you can see it just got a little wet if I turn the paper sideways. But you could do this at home. It's kind of like science magic, and you could wow and impress your family members at home. Okay, so now that we've done that, the next thing that we're going to do is Kyla is going to take the straw, and she is going to put her finger over the straw. Yep. And, well, first you're going to get water in it. Yep. And then she's going to put her finger over the straw, and she's going to lift it up. Okay. So when she lifts it up, the water's not falling out, is it? No. Wonder why that is. Well, let's see. Just a minute ago, we said air exerts pressure, right? So when Kyla puts her finger over top of this straw, what she is doing is she's blocking off the air or the pressure of the air that could be going down upon the water. So the water stays inside here. Underneath, the pressure of the air is forcing it up and keeping it inside that straw. So it's not going to go out because of how she set up her system. And so air is exerting pressure upon it right now. Now, if she comes over to this cup and she lets her finger off, what happened then, Kyla?
The water came out.
The water came out. What happened was she opened that system. Yep, go ahead and put it, let's show them one more time. She opened that system. The air was able to push it down upon that water that was inside of it, and it fell down because no longer was there only pressure below, right? There was pressure above. Excellent. So air exerts pressure. Okay. So here is, I would say, probably my favorite one of all of these that we've done for air exerts pressure. When you say this is probably my favorite one, Kyla?
I think so.
It's the messiest one. That may be why it's my favorite.
Right.
Okay, so I am just reusing my water. Typically, I'd probably do this over the sink, but I'm trying to conserve water and keep all of this going, move it at a great pace. So I'm going to fill this glass jar all the way up. You can do this with any glass jar at home. If you're getting something out of the refrigerator and emptying it, make sure you check with mom and dad first. Otherwise, I get those interesting emails. Excellent. Okay, so we've got this kind of wiped out. it is full of water. Now I'm going to take a note card. It can be any old note card that I want to use. Something else that works great for this is postcards. Or if you have a bunch of old cards laying around, you could cut off the picture side. Well, either side would work, but the picture side with that glossy helps a little bit because it'll last the experiment a little bit longer. But I want to show you, if you don't have those, this will work. Absolutely. Okay, so I'm going to make sure the top of my jar is just a little bit wet. And then I'm going to stick this note card on there just like so. Okay, let's see how this goes. I may have to do this a couple times. Sometimes this is a little imperfect. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put that over top. And when I let go, what happened? Oh my goodness, it's not falling out, is it?
No.
So what's happening is that note card, the air is pushing up against that note card, and that note card is staying on and keeping all of that water inside the jar. Okay, so again, air was exerting pressure upon that card, and so my water was not going to fall out because my water was sealed in there with that card, with that exerted air pressure. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's look over those one more time. We said that air takes up space, air has mass, air can move, or we can feel it, and air exerts pressure. Okay, so we are going to look a little bit further at this. Kylie, we'll stick that in our sink over there. We're going to have to clean up our area for just a second. We're just going to kind of throw things over in our sink area. Excellent, thank you. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at what we call Bernoulli station. And the first station that we're going to look at is the suspended balloon station. And so for the suspended balloon station, we preset it up for us so it wouldn't take us as long to get that ready. And I'll kind of move it up here so you can see what it is. If you're going to recreate this at home, you're going to need some string, just a length of string. They're going to both need to be about the same length. And you'll need 2 balloons. And you'll want to blow these 2 balloons up to where they're about the same size. Ours aren't exact, and it's okay. It won't matter for this. And then you're going to tie the strings on the end of the balloons and then suspend them on something. Or you could just have one of your family members, someone in your house, just hold those for you and for this experiment. You wouldn't necessarily have to hang them if you don't have somewhere to hang them. All right, so what's going to happen here in just a minute, Kyla is going to blow between the balloons, and we're going to see what happens. Now, Kyla, what do you think is going to happen when you blow between the balloons?
Well, of course, they're going to go apart.
You think they're going to go apart? All right, audience, what do you think, STEM thinkers and doers? Share your idea. All right, let's check it out with Kyla.
What happened there, Kyla? They came together.
Oh my goodness, they came together. Are you seeing that? They're not going apart, they're coming together. So what happened there? Well, what Kyla just discovered was that as she blew between those 2 balloons, she was blowing fast air, right? So she sped up the air between those balloons. Let me pull that over here for just a second so I can show you. She sped up the air between the 2 balloons. And when you speed up the air between the 2 balloons, she was actually creating less pressure. And whenever on the outside, though, there was no air being sped up, right? So it was lower velocity or lower speed on the outside, which meant it was greater pressure. So what you guys just discovered in a couple of minutes is Bernoulli's principle. And Daniel Bernoulli in 1738, he published a set of works called Hydrodynamica. And in Hydrodynamica, it was about fluid dynamics. Now, fluids, and I'm talking about air. Does that sound weird? Well, you've probably heard your doctor say, drink more fluids. And yes, liquids are fluids. But so is air. Air is a gaseous fluid. So, when he did his study, he's also talking about air and how air works. And so whenever there is a greater velocity of a fluid or air, then that there is going to be less pressure. Whenever there is lower velocity or lower speed of air, there's going to be greater pressure. So that is why my balloons came together instead of going apart. Okay, so if you're saying, wow, that was a lot to think about, well, let's experiment with 5 more things and see if it's a little bit clearer to you how that works. So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to build what we call a paper bridge. And so I'm going to take 2 books. Mine just happened to be Gene Cernan's The Last Man on the Moon. And then my grandfather's clock by Dr. Jack Bacon. He was one of the researchers and scientists that originally worked on the Canada arm that we used to get to work with. And we are going to put those just a little bit apart. And then I'm going to put this piece of paper on top, just like so. Now, Kyla is going to put her mouth about right here, and she's going to blow underneath the bridge. Okay, so if you probably can't see it, but it's going down just a little bit. Now, Kyla, blow a little bit harder. Oh my goodness, did you see that? Blow harder. Okay. Yeah. All right. And then let me show you too. Do you see how that bridge went down? Now we were blowing underneath that paper, but the bridge went down. Why is that? Well, again, we sped up the air underneath the bridge, so that created lower pressure. We know that because of Bernoulli's principle, of Daniel Bernoulli. And so because we sped up that air, it was lower pressure below the paper. Above the paper, we weren't blowing across it, right? So it was slower air, lower velocity air, and it had greater pressure, so it pushed that bridge down. Excellent. All right, so we've got 2 down. Okay, Kyla, are you ready? This is called the Ping-Pong Ball Cup Challenge. And the goal is that you want to try to get your ball out of this cup. So these are just regular cups. You just need 2 cups of the same size and a ping pong ball. And we're going to blow as hard as we can to try to get it out of this cup and into the other one. Are you ready? Right, let's go. Oh, I got mine out. Now, have you noticed that I've been getting mine out every single time and Kyla's been struggling? Well, there's a difference in how we're blowing. Did you know that, Miss Kyla? I did. So Kyla is blowing straight down into the cup, and she's trying to get underneath it, aren't you? Right. Because she thinks that going underneath, if she can just get that air underneath there, that it's going to eject it. But did it work? No. It did not work. So what I was doing is I was blowing, now I kind of know the secret, you know. Right. I was blowing across the top of that ball. And when I blew across the top of that ball, I was creating lower air pressure below or above the ball. Sorry, I was creating lower air pressure above the ball because I had greater velocity or greater speed of air with me blowing across the top. That then, what that meant was underneath the ball, just directly underneath the ball, there was lower air pressure, and so there was, lower speed of air, which meant greater pressure. And so that greater pressure underneath the ball ejected it out of the cup. And if you get good enough, you can get it to land in the other cup. So again, blowing across the top created faster air, faster velocity air, but lower pressure, which meant below the ball, there was lower velocity air and greater pressure. I think I win. I think you do. You're going to have to buy me lunch today. Oh, I guess so. All right, so now we've gotten our 3rd challenge done. Let's look at this one right quick. This is our straw cans with, our straws with cans. And what we have is about 20 straws. They're about a centimeter apart, not quite. And we're just going to stick these cans just a little bit apart. And then Kyla's going to go down where her chin is about there on the counter. And she's going to blow in between the cans. I think you're a little low. I think so. Sorry. No, that's okay. You want to make sure you're just blowing right in between the center. Now, this is great because you guys are learning how to do this at home, too, with her. So what she's going to want to do is blow directly in between those cans. Blow a little bit. You're just blowing too low. There we go. What happened?
They came together.
They came together. So when Kyla blew in between those cans, and now I'm having problems. It's not perfect, is it? Those cans came together. So you do have to kind of get it at the right distance apart and make sure you're blowing in the right area. But what happened was when it blew just correctly between those cans, when I was blowing that faster air, which had lower pressure, the slower air on the outside, which had greater pressure, pulled those cans together. So pulled those cans together. So again, Bernoulli's principle. Excellent. Okay, so now let's do hover ball. So for hover ball, you need a bendy straw. This must be bendy for this one. So on the cans that we just did, you'd want those to be straight straws. For this one, you want to be bendy. On the bendy side, I'm going to try. Do you have a ping-pong ball? I do. Oh, awesome. Okay, so we are going to, both Kyla and I are going to try to blow and keep this up. Oh my goodness. So what happened? I'll let Kyla do it while I talk. So Kyla's keeping it up there, isn't she? So what's going on is she is blowing faster air below that balloon. And that's creating, or below that ball, that ping pong ball, which is creating lower pressure below that ping pong ball. Above the ping pong ball, there's no moving air, right? Which is creating greater pressure. So that ping pong ball is suspended between the lower pressure and the higher pressure of air, which allows it to just kind of sit there suspended. So excellent. Really quickly, I'm going to show you this number 6, which is the funnel challenge. And what it is you just put a ping pong ball inside of a funnel and you blow. And what happens, as long as I'm blowing, is that ball stays inside there and it just spins. You probably heard that sound. That was the sound of the ball spinning. Let me see if I can do it where you can kind of see. And that ball just spins in there. Well, what's happening is I'm blowing air on the bottom. That's creating a faster velocity or a faster air speed underneath the ball, which is lower pressure, as we know from Bernoulli's principle. Then above the ping pong ball, there is no air being blown, right? And so that pressure is greater. So it's pushing, trying to keep the ball in, and we're trying to blow it out. And so it just kind of suspends, again, the ball in there, and it spins, and it makes that sound. Okay, so really quickly, we're not going to go step by step with this on you, but we're going to kind of show you something that we made earlier on our Facebook Live demonstrations on our NASA OKSG STEM Engagement Facebook page. And those were called paper bag airfoil masks. And so what I did was I just took this awesome paper bag, and I figured out where my mouth would hit, and I cut a rectangle out of it. And then with my incredible artistic skills, I drew a face. Now you could draw an astronaut face, a pilot face. You might even draw an animal, whatever you think would be great. And then we just took a piece of paper, and I'll show you this piece of paper. And ours kind of got bent because it was from earlier. But you're going to put a piece of tape on the end of that paper. And then on the inside of the bag, and again, this paper bag, you just want to make sure it's something that will fit comfortably over your head. And we are going to put that tape in there just like so. So when I do that, you see how I taped it on there? Hopefully you can see that. Our screen's kind of small and hard to see. And then the tongue goes in just like that. So it's like you've created a tongue for your paper bag mask. So now Kyla is going to stick this over her head. And she is going to blow across that tongue. Oh my goodness, now what's happening? So as Kyla blows across the top of that piece of paper, she is creating a faster speed of air or a faster velocity of air, which is creating lower pressure above the paper. Below the paper, it's a slower velocity of air or a lower speed of air. And as a result of that, it's creating greater pressure underneath. Go ahead and blow across. Creating greater pressure, and that pressure is pushing that up or lifting what we call lifting up that piece of paper and creating lift, which is why our airplanes work the way they do, right? So it has to do with the shape of the wing, but Bernoulli's principle plays into that. And we're able to create greater pressure below the wing than is above the wing by speeding up air across the wing and having that slower air below the wing. And that creates what we call lift. Excellent. Thank you, Kyla. You have been an excellent experimenting buddy with me today. So, guys, I hope you've had a great time learning with us some of the properties of air. We learned that air takes up space, that air has mass, and air can move or we can feel it, and also air exerts pressure. Then we also looked at Bernoulli's principle and the idea of wherever there is a faster velocity air, that creates a lower pressure, and wherever there's a slower velocity air, that creates greater pressure. And we looked at an airfoil that kind of gave us a glimpse into how we are able to get lift out of a wing. Now, if you want to see exactly how a wing works, please join us on our NASA OKSG STEM Engagement Facebook page tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And we're going to build a wing on a string. And then we're going to carry that over on Friday by adding paper clips and looking at zeroing out lift. Well, I have had just a STEM-tastic time with each of you today. And we hope that you keep doing these demonstrations at home, learning together as learners of all ages. And until we see you next time, race you to the moon.
Hi, I'm Kara with the YMCA, and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Today we are going to create a wellness wheel. So what you'll need is a piece of paper. It can be any piece of paper. Mine actually has something else on the other side, but I'm going to use this white side here. It can be colorful. It can be anything that you have at home. So grab a piece of paper, and then you're going to need markers, colored pencils, crayons, or if you don't have any of that, you can definitely use a pen or pencil. That's not a problem. So go ahead and go grab those while I kind of explain what we're going to be working on today. So I'm going to start off by asking, how many people have ever ridden a bicycle? So I've ridden a bike. And what you do first, right, you put on your helmet and you're riding your bike and it's a nice day out and you're saying hi to your neighbors and you're riding down the street, but then what happens if your wheel goes flat? Your front tire goes flat, you kind of get a bumpy ride and you can't control the steering, and then you crash. And then you don't get to your destination. So the journey's kind of over at that point. So whenever we think of our wellness wheel, we think of that tire. And if it is flat, if we don't have a lot of color in our wheel, then we need to work on that in order to be our best self. So if you have your piece of paper, go ahead and grab a black marker or a pen or pencil. I'm going to do a black marker so that you guys can see what I'm drawing. So what you're going to draw is 3 circles. And I'll show you how. So let me do mine first. And it does not have to be perfect. This is your wellness wheel, so it doesn't have to be perfect. It can just be whatever you guys draw. So it's going to be 3 circles, kind of like a bullseye. So you're going to have 3 different sizes, one inside the other. And in the center circle here, I want you to put your name. So if your name's long, maybe you want to put it in an arc, or maybe you want to do swirly name. My name's pretty short, so I'm able to put it, I'll write it all in here. My name is Kara. So you'll put your name in the center there. All right. Awesome. Okay, so now we're going to draw our pie slices. So each, we have to draw 6 pie slices. So how we're going to do that is we're going to make an X, but we don't want to draw through our name. So I'll show you. You're going to draw an X. I'll show you here. Like this. That is your X, but I didn't draw through my name. So go ahead and do that. And then we're going to draw one more line that's going to go straight through the center here. But again, not through your name. So we'll draw one more line like this. So that is your wellness wheel. And so what we're going to do from here is we're going to talk about different types of wellness. So whenever you think of wellness or health and wellness, a lot of people think of exercise, maybe eating well, but there's all sorts of types of wellness, and we'll talk about those for each one of these pie slices. So the first one that we are going to talk about is probably the one that most people think about, which is physical wellness. So physical wellness is orange. So go ahead and take out your orange crayon or marker if you have one. If you don't, then just use your pen or your pencil. And we're going to use this section right here. And we're going to color in to here. Actually, we're going to, I'm so sorry, we're going to draw one more circle because I want you guys to have 3 spaces to color in. So go ahead and draw in one more circle. Not through your name though. So I want you to have 3 spaces to color in. So we're going to use this space right here for our first coloring. So if you do, I'm going to ask you questions. If you do, like for instance, the first question is, do you get enough sleep every night? So if the answer is yes, and so kids are supposed to get 10 hours of sleep every night. So if you do get 10 hours of sleep, then you're going to color this whole section in. So right here, you'll color it all. If you get 8, you color half of it. If you're getting like 4 hours of sleep, 5 hours of sleep, you just outline it, okay? So you're not going to color the whole thing in. So if you get however much sleep that you get, you're going to color that section in. So I usually get about 7 hours of sleep. So you can see that I did not color the whole thing in. All right. So then the next section is going to be right above that. So this section here. So the next question is, how active are you every day? So you're supposed to be active 1 whole hour every day, which means that you are riding your bike or walking around the block or maybe using a jump rope or bouncing around a soccer ball, anything that keeps you active and up and moving. You're supposed to do that at least an hour a day. If you do that, color that whole section in. If you don't, color half of it. And if you kind of do it, then you can color in like just the outside. Like just make kind of like outline the section. All right. So I am usually active by walking around or doing that kind of stuff for probably about 30 minutes a day. I don't get to do it every day. So I did about half of it. The last question, and that's this section here up top, is going to be, do you eat healthy? So eating healthy means that you are eating vegetables and fruit, and you are staying away from a lot of French fries and burgers and cakes and candy and cookies. If you eat a lot of that, you're probably going to just want to outline this section, which is okay. If you eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, then you're going to color the whole thing in. If you eat more like, pretzels and you eat more like sandwiches, maybe with a lot of mayonnaise and cheese and stuff like that on them, maybe you'll color half of it in. So every once in a while I eat cookies and cake and sweets, so I'm going to color about half of it in. Okay? All right, so the next section, so that's physical. The next section is going to be social. So social is red. So if you do have crayons or markers or anything, you're going to grab a red. So social is how you are, how you have relationships with others. So how you communicate with others and how others, or how your relationship with other people. So the first question is, and that's going to be this small space right here. So the first question is that I have close, trusting relationships with at least 3 people. So if you have a close, trusting relationship with one person, you're going to color in about one section of it. 2 people, 2 sections, and 3 people, you'll color the whole thing in. So I have a close, trusting relationship with 3 people. So if that's true, you'll color all of it in. Perfect. So the next question is going to be this section right here, the next section. And it is, I can resolve conflict. You get in an argument with someone and you guys are yelling back and forth and you get mad at each other. Are you able to go and tell them sorry? Are you able to go and talk it out and figure out what happened and be able to resolve that conflict? If yes, then you're going to color all of it in. If kind of sometimes maybe, you're going to color half of it in. And if you are not always good at that, if you just don't like saying sorry, then go ahead and just outline that section. So in that way, you can see that that's something you can work on. And then the last section is out here. So the last section is, I understand others' feelings. So this means that if you see someone and they're kind of looking down, you understand that they are probably either tired or they are sad, and you're able to go up to them and say, hey, are you okay? Or if you see someone excited, you can be like, hey, what happened? Why are you so happy? Those type things. So if you're able to understand other people's feelings, you're going to color in that top part. All right. Again, if you don't have crayons and stuff, that is okay. You can still do this with a pencil or a pen. All right. So the next section is going to be spiritual, and it is yellow. So if you have a yellow marker or crayon, grab that. We're going to use this section right here. So the first question is, I have a sense of meaning, purpose, and purpose in my life. which means that you have something that motivates you to do something in the future. For instance, maybe you clean your room and what motivated you was to make your mom happy. Or you're going to school because you really want to be a vet, like a veterinarian. And so you are going to school because you want to make sure you get to college. Something like that. Maybe you are going to go outside and do tricks on your scooter because you really want to be able to impress people at the park once we get to go back. Those type things. So if you have any of those, go ahead and color in this portion here. So if you feel like you have a sense of purpose in your life, go ahead and color that in. All right, so the next portion right here is going to be I meditate, pray, or do some other growth practice. So what's a growth practice? So that can be journaling. Maybe you keep a journal. Maybe you read to educate yourself, or even just visualizing the future. You could think about, like, you know, maybe you're taking a deep breath and you're like, okay, I'm going to do this, and this is how I see this happening. All of those things are a growth practice. So if you have those, or you do those in your life, go ahead and color in this next section. If you feel like you do sometimes, maybe you keep a journal, but you just write in it maybe once a month. Maybe that's half of it. Or if you feel like, you know, you don't do a whole lot, then you can always just mark the outside of it. And then my last question is my favorite. Do you celebrate your culture? So if you listen to certain music, you do certain dances, maybe you have pictures on your walls at home of people from your past, your heritage, all of those things. If you celebrate your culture, you're going to color in this here, the last yellow. So go ahead and color in however much you feel like you celebrate your culture. If you aren't sure you celebrate your culture, maybe don't fill it all in, and then ask parents and ask how you can do that. And they can help you. Or you might not know you're celebrating your culture and then tell you how you're doing it. All right. So the next one is green. Green is for environmental wellness. So environmental wellness, most people think about the earth, right? So we're going to use this section here. The earth is part of the environmental wellness, but also your home is. So anything in your immediate environment is also your environment. So my first question is, and it's this portion here, do I do chores? If you do chores at home, if you keep your room clean and take care of your environment at home, then you're going to color in this section here. Maybe you put away your dishes after you eat, or maybe you help by cleaning out a cat litter box, or anything that helps clean up your environment. You're going to put it in that section right there. All right, so there is that. So your next one is I take care of the earth. So in this section here, you're going to color in how often do you not litter. Or maybe you take care of a garden, or you take care of anything that is part of the earth. So if you do that, then go ahead and fill in that section there. If you kind of do that, maybe fill in half of it. If you really don't care about recycling or about taking care of the environment, you don't have to fill that section in. You can just mark the outside of it and just outline it. And then the last one is I take care of others. So in this section here, you're going to mark if you take care of someone else. So that might be you take care of your grandma every once in a while, or you take care of a little sister or a little brother. The other thing you can take care of is animals. Do you have a cat that you take care of, or a dog that you walk? Those are others that you're also taking care of. So if you do that, go ahead and fill out in this section here. So I've got 3 kids, 2 dogs, 2 cats, and a hedgehog. And I get to take care of all of them. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this whole section in. That is environmental. That is there. Okay. So then my next one is blue. So grab your blue. and that is intelligent, so, or intellectual wellness. So intellectual wellness is all about wanting to be a lifelong learner. So if you feel like you're a lifelong learner, you're probably going to have a lot of this section filled in. So the first question is, I like school and I like to learn. So in this section here, you're going to color in if you like to learn and you like school. So maybe you like a couple classes in school, but not all of it. You don't have to color the whole thing in. Or maybe you kind of like to learn, but only certain things. You don't have to color it all in then either. But if you really like to learn and you love school, go ahead and color that whole thing, the whole part in. So there's that. Our wellness wheels are coming together. They're pretty bright and colorful. All right, so the next one is, I am curious and ask questions. So I am always asking questions. So that is this section here. If you're curious and you ask questions about things, then go ahead and fill that section in. If you're kind of quiet and you maybe you think about the questions a lot, you're welcome to fill it all in too. I understand not always being an extrovert and speaking what you're thinking. But if you feel like you don't really question a whole lot, just fill in about half of it. All right, we're almost there. So this section here is going to be, I like to master new skills. So maybe you want to read a whole chapter book by yourself, or maybe you want to learn how to knit or how to ride a bike. Any of those things that you want to do and you're trying to work towards it and you want to get better at it. It could also be sports. What if you are trying to learn Taekwondo and you are trying to get better at it every day by practicing? So if you practice something, fill in that whole section there. If you have thought about practicing something but haven't actually gotten to it, fill out about half of it, because that's something that you can work towards. It's okay not to fill out the whole section, because that means you get to work towards that, and that's the fun part. All right, last color. What is the last color that we haven't used? It's purple. All right, so purple is emotional wellness. So emotional wellness is all about our feelings. So that is going to be our last one, and it's down here. So the smaller portion of it is going to be, I have a positive attitude. So a positive attitude doesn't mean that you're always saying yes, 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 or you're always saying like, great, that would be fantastic. A positive attitude could also be, you know that things are bad, but you're able to say, we didn't win the soccer game, but I'm going to try harder next time and we might win next time. So having a positive attitude is what this section's about. So if you have a positive attitude, fill that in. If a lot of times you're saying like, we didn't win the soccer game and we'll never win, that is something that is actually a pretty negative attitude. So if you have that, you're just going to fill in either half of it or you can outline it. And then you can work on it. So those are all things you can work towards. So there's my positive attitude. All right, so the next section is going to be, I am able to comfort myself when I feel troubled. So if you're able to tell yourself like, okay, I am stressed out, I'm going to breathe for a little while, I need to walk away for a minute, and I am going to comfort myself when I feel troubled, that is this section. If you aren't quite sure how to do that, maybe you can fill out half of that section and then work towards it. Or if you're like, I cannot do that, then just outline the section. So if you are able to comfort yourself, so maybe you learn breathing techniques to do it, or you know that whenever you get upset, you need to just go sit in your room for a minute so that you're able to kind of calm down and think through what happened before you can go out and say, this is how I feel. That is that section there. All right, last section. So the last section is, I show empathy and compassion to others. So empathy means that whenever you see someone feeling a certain way, that you acknowledge that feeling. So for instance, or you understand the feeling and then you help them with it. So if you see someone who's super happy, you can say, hey, like, I see that you're happy. Like, I'm so excited for you. And you tell them, or you feel for them. So, or if you see someone sad, you can go to them and say, what happened? Is there anything I can do to help you? So those are all parts of empathy. So if that's something that you do, go ahead and fill out the bottom section. If it's something that you're like, oh, I'm not so great at empathy, maybe I can see someone that's upset, but I'm not going to go talk to them. That is something that you can work towards. So it does take a little bit of practice to be able to know what to say to people whenever they may be angry or they may be sad or tired. Usually people who are happy, you're pretty good about being able to go up to them and say, what happened? Because you want to know. But sometimes it takes a little bit of practice to help others that are upset. All right, so let's see your wellness wheels. Here's mine.
5 minutes.
Aren't these fantastic? So it looks like I need some help with my physical wellness. So I probably should sleep a little bit more, maybe eat a little healthier, because if I went on a bike ride and I was going like this little section here might be a little bumpy and a little flat. So that's something I can work towards. I can start thinking about what I eat and how, like what time I go to sleep. If I know what time I'm going to be waking up in the morning. So other things you might think about is like maybe you put that you're not very good at saying you're sorry. So that's something we can practice. So these are all things that we can look at and practice these to become our best selves. And then if you want, you can show this to other people and see how they do, or you can show this video to other people and see what their wellness looks like. And then you can work and help each figure out how to be your best self. So with the wellness wheel, I know that I didn't write it on here, but you're also welcome to put the different wellness sections. So there's the orange is physical, the red is social, the yellow is spiritual, the green is environmental, the blue is intellectual, and the purple here, do you remember what it was? It's emotional, right? So I would challenge you to see if you could have someone else in your household create a wellness wheel and see if they're very similar to you or how they're different. And then I also encourage you for any of these blank, empty spots that you left open to work towards them. You can do anything from working on caring for others. Maybe you can create a caring card, or which is a card that you give to someone else to tell them how you feel about them. You can also work on environmental by cleaning your bedrooms. I know that's a hard one, especially since we're home. You can work on new skills. One of the skills that everyone is probably working on right now is how to work a computer and how to get into a Google Classroom, or maybe how to do your homework through the internet now. So that's something that you can master, those new skills. So think outside the box and think about different ways that you can grow your wellness wheel and make it full, so you'd have that full tire in order to move to your next destination. One of the things that we talked about was being able to visualize your future. So whenever you visualize that, think about all the things that you would need in order to get there. A lot of them include stuff that's on your wellness wheel. So whenever you are thinking about those, you're going to fill them in and fill it out this. So keep your crayons or your markers close by. Put this up on the wall. And then whenever you master a skill or whenever you feel like you've gotten better at it, just mark a little bit more in. And so then that way you know that you're getting closer and closer to your best self. So I just want to thank you so much for joining us today. Next week on Wellness Wednesday, we are going to be celebrating Earth Day. So Earth Day is on April 22nd. So we'll be here doing an Earth Day project on how to keep the earth well, because wellness is not always something that has to be with us, but it also is environmental, just like our green section here. So next week, we will be here doing an Earth Day project, and we hope that you come and join us. You don't have to bring anything with you. It's something that you'll just watch, and then you can see how we can keep the earth well. So thank you so much for joining us today. Again, I'm Kara with the YMCA, and this is Wellness Wednesday, and we're so excited that you came and did our wellness wheel with us. Thank you so much. Have a good day.